In this transitional guided reading lesson, I will be working with 3 second-grade students who are reading slightly below grade level. After discussing the assessment summary chart with their teacher, I can see that these students are increasing their decoding skills, but they aren't always monitoring for meaning, so that will be our focus strategy. These students still need guided word study, so I consult a word study inventory, which pinpoints some areas that are challenging for them. I see they need to work on vowel teams, so I've selected 2 patterns for the word study activity at the end of day 1 of the lesson. We chose the fiction book, The Great Gracie Chase. It has an easy-to-follow storyline, supportive illustrations, and some good details. At the transitional level, it takes 2 days to finish the book. Days 1 and 2 follow the same structure. On day 3, we may spend a few minutes rereading some of the text for fluency, and then spend the rest of the lesson time on guided writing. Now, here is day 1 of a transitional guided reading lesson. You can follow along with the lesson plan in the viewing guide. Boys and girls, today you're going to be reading the story, The Great Gracie Chase. Stop that dog. And Gracie is the name of the dog. Gracie likes a quiet house. She likes everything to be quiet. But one day, something changed. And because it wasn't quiet, Gracie ran away. And you're going to read to find out if she decided to come back or not. So what I'm going to have us do is look through the story, kind of get an idea of what the story's about, because the strategy that I want you guys to work on is to chunk those words that you don't know, but always think about your story. So turn the page to the first part. I'm going to talk a little bit about this page. It says, you can find Gracie, right? Everybody see Gracie? She's the round dog. Show me where Gracie is. Yeah, she's the round dog. This is Gracie right here. And in Gracie, she kept the kitty company. And when you keep somebody company, that means you're friends. So Gracie and the cat are friends. So find the word company. You see the parts to that word to help you? Company. Okay, turn the page. Okay, we see Gracie. She really loves that quiet house, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's a word on this page, though, that you need to chunk to get to. And Gracie's a really good dog, except for one day. So what's this word again? Except. Good job. Turn the page. Now, can you tell me about this page? Layton, can you tell me anything about who came to the house?
They were getting their kitchen painted, and that's very loud and stuff because it's like noisy.
It's very noisy. So the painters.
Gracie was not happy.
And Gracie's not going to be happy. So we have the painters arrived at the house, or they came to the house. Tell me again, this word is arrived. Let's read that sentence right there. When it says, so when, everybody read that with me. So when they arrived one day to paint Gracie's kitchen, and we'll stop right there, just so you have a little bit of familiarity with that. Turn the page. Tell me about Gracie on this page. Stephania.
It's too loud in their house.
It's too loud in that house. Okay, turn the page. Oh, I do want to tell you about the ladders, because there's a word here that I don't think you have seen before, and you may not know what it means. This is kind of an unusual name. Very good. We see that ang chunk, and so this says clangy. And when you have something that's clangy, it's very noisy. So the clangy ladders are very noisy ladders. Turn the page. Oh, gosh. Tell me about this part, Gregory. Tell me your picture.
That Gracie's coming out the house because the painter wants to paint the house.
Okay, and so they had to put Gracie outside. And then the rest of the story, go ahead and turn to page 11, is going to be about Gracie decided to do something very naughty. And that's the last word I want to introduce to you guys. This is the word naughty. And you're going to read to find out what happens when Gracie tries to run away. So go back to the beginning. Remember, if it doesn't make sense, I want you to go back and try it again. And then chunk those words, but always think about the story. Okay, go ahead and start reading.
Once there was
Oh, remember you're going to
little
whisper read? Whisper read, okay?
dog
Okay, whisper. That's it. That's okay. You read a little louder.
Once there was a little round dog named Gracie Rose. She was a very good dog. She helped the big dog watch the house. She kept the kitty company. She even sang to the fish when it was lonely. Watch the house. You see, Gracie loves a quiet house. She loves the kitty, sleeps on the window. The dog, the big dog, sleeps on the couch. The quiet fish going plop plop from Gracie quietly home was the best home.
Stephanie, you're doing a great job. I wanted to bring your attention. You said they were sleeping on the window, and I love that. Does make sense. Let's check and see if you can go all the way through that word.
Window, sleeping, and
Can you think of another word you know that has this part in it? Will. So this would be
sill.
good. And this is called a window sill. Show me what the window sill is in the picture. Very good. It's the part that's the bottom part of the window. Okay, so when you're not sure, think about your story. You're doing a good job on that, and look all the way through the word. Okay, now whisper. Whisper. Go ahead. Is there a tricky part for you now?
Going plop plop for Gracie.
Think about your story. What kind of home does she like? She likes. There you go.
Was the best home. Gracie Rose had good every single day of her life, except for one the day the painters came.
Gregory, I love the way you worked. You reread and you chunk those words. Would you just read that last paragraph for me one more time and see if you can put it all together now? Start right here.
Except for
Right here. Gracie Rose.
Gracie Rose was good every single day of her life, except for one, and the day the painters came.
So you're chunking your words, which is a great thing to do, and you're thinking about your story. It's okay to go back and reread sometimes if you want to make it sound smooth, okay? Okay, go ahead and whisper.
And newborns came outside, and
Whisper.
the great garbage men stopped outside of their truck, and their parents stopped his bike, and their driver and woman pulled up a car. Everyone said, "There's Gracie." Gracie started to run.
Leighton, I love the way you're reading with your expression there. Were there any tricky parts that you have read so far? That can you find the tricky part that was tricky for you? And we can go back and look at that page. Is it this page? Go ahead and read this page for me.
And she did not like it one bit. So Gracie, that little dog,
Go all the way to the end. Silly.
little dog who lived a quiet house, continued to.
Okay, so that was tricky for you, wasn't it? So let's go back to here. So Gracie, that silly dog who lived a quiet house. Does that make sense? What would make sense? Who?
Live.
Check right there.
loved.
There you go. So it doesn't make sense,
A
Leighton?
quiet
House. Now we're going to stop right there. So I want you to think about what's happening in the story and try that again.
So Gracie, a silly little dog who loved a quiet house.
Now chunk this first part for me. She
Discontinued.
Okay, let's look at this part. Decided
to do something naughty. Gracie decided
She
decided to take a walk all by herself.
Excellent. So let's go back to this tricky part right here. Let me teach you something that will help you, Leighton. If you sound the first part like I did, if you just say you'll think of what would make sense, because that helps you. Would you try right there again? Gracie?
Decided
There you go.
to take a walk all by herself.
Excellent. Keep doing that strategy to help yourself.
Sometimes have which one
Okay, whisper.
fast and answered. Gracie rose watched was watching running in chase.
Was there a tricky part on that page for you, Stephania? There was something in this line right here. Would you read this for me again? This was the tricky word. Is there a part of that word that can help you? Exactly. And this whole means the great big whole town, all of the town. So try that again.
And soon the whole town was watching or running in the greasy chase.
Awesome. Can you just read this last part for me, and can you put that all together?
But do you know what?
Good. So go back and reread to help yourself. Keep going.
Gracie was put outside.
So why did they put Gracie outside?
Because she was loud and barking.
Yeah, keep going. Now remember, on this page, Gracie decided to do something naughty. Okay, so that's going to be something you want to think about. Go ahead.
And she did not like it one bit. So Gracie waited that silly little dog who loved a quiet house because
Almost try that again.
decided to do something naughty. Gracie decided to take a walk all by herself.
Let me just stop you. What you did there, Gregory, was excellent. Can you show me the first part of that word? Show me the first part of this tricky word right here with your finger. Put your finger up there. Good. And that part says D, and then you were thinking about your story to figure out that word was
Decided.
Good. Keep going. Sound that first part.
The cat who did not like water from first. Fairness.
I like the way you're thinking. Is there another word that you know that can help you, or can you check your picture?
Fountain.
Excellent job. And show me where the fountain is in the picture. Good job. So read that page for me again. Excellent work, Leighton.
Gracie ran through the water fountain, and everybody ran through the water fountain. Well, especially the cat who did not like the water fountain.
Very good. Show me the word accept. That's just a little tricky for you. Can you show me the parts for that one? It's kind of hard for you to say. What's the first part say? Right here. Yeah.
Inspection.
That part says accept. You try it. Accept. There you go. Good job. Okay, I'm going to have you guys stop. Awesome. You're going to be able to read this book again. We're going to finish it tomorrow, and you're almost done. Look at this. Awesome job. And if you didn't finish it, it's okay, because you're going to get to finish this book tomorrow. Let me tell you about a couple things that I noticed that were really very good. This was a tricky part for you. Oh, you know exactly where I'm going. And Gregory, what helped you with this word? Was there a part that, the first part there?
Yes.
What was the first part?
D.
D. And what did Gracie decide to do in this story?
Take a walk all by herself.
Take a walk all by herself. And that got her into big trouble, didn't it? And then I want you to turn to page 11. Oh, you know what? You don't have page numbers in this book. So let me show you where I want you to go. It's this page right here.
How do you know it was
Yeah, right there where the flowers are. It's going to be back this way. There it is. Okay, I want to work a little bit on our fluency. So we're just going to read the first paragraph together right here. And when you see these big words like this that are in all capital, you're supposed to say that a little bit louder. Okay, so let's try reading this part together. Ready? And she did not like it one bit. Now that's the other piece I wanted to show you. See how one is a little different print? That means the author wants you to say that a little bit louder too. Okay, so let's try that one more time. And she did not like it one bit. Excellent. So Gracie, keep reading. So Gracie, that silly little dog who loved a quiet house, decided to do something naughty. Gracie decided to take a walk all by herself. Excellent. So when you're reading your story and you notice those print, that's different. You want to think about how the author would want you to say that. Excellent job. Why did the painters put Gracie outside? Thumbs up if you have an idea. Put your thumb right here. Why did the painter? You have two ideas. Why did the painters put Gracie outside? What are you thinking?
Because she was barking.
Barking. Another reason why they put her outside.
They were painting Gracie's kitchen.
Good. Any other ideas why they put her outside?
She got annoying.
She was annoying. What a great idea. And why didn't Gracie stop when everybody was yelling for her to stop? Thumbs up if you have an idea to share. Why do you think she didn't stop? Gregory has an idea? Doesn't say so in the story. You got to come out of your head. Why that dog might not have stopped? Okay, I'm going to start with you, Layton.
Because she didn't feel like getting caught.
She didn't feel like getting caught. Gregory.
Because when she got caught, they would put her back in the gate and lock it.
Wow. Any other ideas why she didn't stop when they said stop?
They didn't want to catch her, so she cannot go back to the gate and be locked.
She didn't want them to catch her. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. And what kind of house does Gracie like?
A quiet
house. Excellent job. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we have a few minutes. We're going to do just a little bit of word study. So I want you to give you a marker, and you're going to write the word boat and talk. Yes. Just like this. Boat. And these are some patterns that we've noticed are a little tricky for you when you're reading and writing. So we thought it'd be a good idea to do just a little bit of work on them. Can you underline the two letters that say O in boat? What two letters say O? O-A. Good. And then underline it, bud. Okay, let me give me your lid. There we go. And underline the three letters in talk, the A, L, and K, because those are the patterns that we're going to be listening for. Underline A, L, K, Layton. All right, so if I give you a word and it rhymes with talk, you're going to put it over here. But if it has the O-A sound, if it sounds like O, like in boat, you're going to put it over here. Okay, let's write, where would you put the word walk? Go ahead and decide whether you're going to put it under boat or under talk. Okay, let me show you. Walk, boat, walk, talk. Which one sounds the same? Good. And underline those three letters in walk that are like talk. Underline the three letters in walk. Now, some of you, you're going to run out of space, but I wanted you to add an ending to make it say walked. When you start writing right here. What? Don't erase anything. What are you going to add to the end of walk to make it say
Walking.
walked? Oh, you could make it say walking. I wanted to see if you could add two letters to make it say walked. Okay, let me show you. This is tricky. This is walk, and you are so close. It's not TD, but it is ED, and that makes it say walked. Okay? Okay. Where would you put float? See if you can find, don't worry about that. Float. Is it going to be with boat or is it going to be with walk? Okay, we're missing two letters that have to be the same in boat and float. Do you see that? Good. Underline the two letters that are the same in float and boat. Oh, not OT. We have to have the O and the A, Leighton. You need the O and the A. Both letters, because that's the pattern. So we're going to put OA. Can you squeeze it in there? There you go. And you're only going to underline that. Okay, how about cloak? Listen to this one. Cloak. You say it for me. Cloak. You're going to put it under oat or talk. Cloak. And say it as you write it, please. What are you going to need next? You're going to need the O. Good. Excellent job. Okay. Excellent. We don't need the C. We just need the K. Very good. Let's read our words down. Boat. Float. Cloak. And the other side? Walked. I have one more thing for you to do. Find the word float and add an ending to make it say floated. 2 letters. Good job. So that ending sometimes is tricky for you too. So when you're reading or you're writing, you would think about a pattern that you might be able to use to help yourself figure out those tricky words. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
I observed a range of skill levels with this group, which is often the case with transitional readers. For instance, Gregory is a deliberate reader who chunks his words to decode, but whose fluency is an issue. On the other hand, Leighton reads with fluency and expression, yet he had the most trouble with the word study. Guided reading groups are instrumental in dealing with diversity. The nature of the small groupings provides the opportunity to differentiate instruction. Overall, these 3 transitional readers showed a lot of independence with their reading and use of decoding strategies. But it's challenging for them to chunk those big words and still keep the meaning of the story in place. For day 2 of the lesson with these students, I would continue to work on monitoring for meaning because they need to improve that strategy. But I would also teach more problem-solving strategies for decoding words, and I would continue to have them work on their fluency and comprehension. On day 3, a guided writing component would help these students retell what they read as it improves their writing skills.